Wednesday night, and you know what that means. Ringside Heat is on the air on News Talk Sauga 960 AM. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lex Tan, host and producer of this show on the radio airwaves. You can follow me at Lex Tan Media. You can follow the show at Ringside_Heat on all of our social media, X, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and as well on Facebook.com/Ringside Heat. We've got a great show here for you today, and we're going to be talking about WWE. We're going to be talking about AEW, but we're also going to be talking about local wrestling as well, too. So we're going to get to that in a second. I just want to first thank again Omar from Wayside Comics and Cocktails for being so generous and having us over at his establishment to record our show last week, talking about our post-WrestleMania reactions and WrestleMania journey and whatnot. And again, it's that they've got great food, they got great drinks, they got good wrestling on the TV as well too, and they've got a great wrestling fan base over at Wayside Comics and Collectibles. They've got some great memorabilia as well too that I'm sure that you're going to want to buy, because when you get in there, it is it is a vibe over there, that's for sure. So make sure that you follow Wayside Comics and Collectibles on Facebook, and also at wayside.comics on Instagram. Now, on to some local wrestling. It's going to be a lot of fun next weekend because, first of all, we've got two great shows that we're going to be involved in over here. First off, on the Friday, we're going to be in, I'm going to be involved in Space Slam, which is a joint production of Unified Pro and KAOS Pro Wrestling. They've got a great card over here, and the best part about it is, if you've been to their shows before, we've had them in the very small rehearsal space. I mean, the ring took up 3/4 of the rehearsal space. It's a big space, but man, that ring is big. Anyway, but the best part about this over here is not just the wrestlers and not just the entertainment that you are going to be experiencing, but it's going to be outdoors. It is spring. It is a beautiful, it's going to be beautiful springtime weather. Fingers crossed, obviously. And we're going to have that ring outside, and we're going to have everybody watching the show outside in the courtyard of the Melody Rehearsal Studios, 827 Gordon Street, Oshawa, Ontario, this coming Friday, April the 26th. And you're going to find guys like Ron T. Legend. You're going to find Clash Kincaid, Andrew Love, Gunnar Lang, and of course, referee Daniel Dart, who's also the promoter, along with Andrew Love, who's promoting as well, KAOS Pro Wrestling. That's going to start at 6:30 bell time, and 6 o'clock the doors will be open. You can take your seats there and everything. Tickets are available on Eventbrite, and it's going to be $15 for general admission. Kids under kids 10 and under will be $10. You can buy the tickets at unifiedspaceSlam.eventbrite.com. Also, the next night as well, we are going to be in Stouffville, being with New School Wrestling and Pro Wrestling Standoff. That's the joint promotions of New School Wrestling, which is Bone Crusher Steve Brown, and Pro Wrestling Standoff Iron Cowboy Gunnar Lang. They've got this card going on here. It's called Just Getting Started, Saturday, April the 27th at the Stouffville Arena, 12483 9th Line, Whitchurch, Stouffville, Ontario. Tickets $15 online, $20 at the door. Doors open 5:30, bell time 6 o'clock. And the major talent announcement that they wanted to make is they're going to have WWE and AEW alumnus Leo Rush as part of the card, and he's going to be putting on a click, definitely on the microphone. He's one of the good young and talented members of the wrestling community on that microphone, and really did a good job of hyping up Bobby Lashley during the Thunderdome years in WWE. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Again, that's going to be New School Wrestling, Pro Wrestling Standoff. That's Bone Crusher Steve Brown and Gunnar Lang going together to put together Just Getting Started, and it's going to be at the Stouffville Arena, 12483 9th Line, Whitchurch, Stouffville, Ontario, Saturday, April the 27th at 6 o'clock bell time. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. So we're going to be there. I'm going to be doing play-by-play for both of those shows, so it's going to be a lot of fun there, and we would love to be able to hang out with you and see you there. And hey, you know what? If you want to be on the show, I'll have my microphones, I'll have my recording equipment. You can ask us a question, and we will see if we can air that and put it on a show. Anyway, so join us over there. And again, thank you to Omar again from Wayside Comics and Cocktails over in Newmarket, Ontario. We are going to be taking a break soon, but when we do come back, we are going to have We're gonna have the Ring Crew in here to talk about WWE, AEW, particularly AEW Dynasty, and with Colin Dodge, who is making a long-awaited return from his hiatus, finding a smile again with AEW as well. We're gonna ask him a couple of things about what's been happening over the past couple of weeks with AEW, and as well, we're gonna be joined with Jose and Chico and John. We're gonna be talking some WWE and I guess one of those things, the new tag team championships that were revealed on Raw and SmackDown this week. That's all coming up in the next block of Ringside Heat, coming up after these promotional considerations. Welcome back to Ringside Heat on News Talk Sauga 960 AM. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Lex Tan, host and producer of the show, and we've got a full cachet of Ring Crew here once more, and we're going to introduce them right here to you. First off, to my right on the screen, his name is Jose Tabuada. He is our sports journalist extraordinaire, and he is going to be able to be followed. Let me try that again. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Ringside Heat on News Talk Sauga 960 AM. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lex Tan. Of course, you can follow me at Lex Tan Media. Follow the show at Ringside_Heat. We've got a full cachet of Ring Crew members here, and it's time for me to introduce them to you. First off, at Tabuada93, Jose Tabuada, sports journalist, and also our online content producer here now. Jose, welcome to the show.
Look, guys, I got a title. I got promoted.
You promoted yourself, and I just said, okay, cool.
I'm down. Anyways, what's up, everybody? Good to see you all. You know what, Lex? I was thinking, you brought up the show next Friday in Oshawa, and it's outdoors, correct?
Yes, it is.
Which means it is now time for the third rendition of Ringside Heat's weather report, brought to you by this coffee thing here. Buy us coffee, folks.
There you go.
Friday. It is going to be 10 degrees and a bright sunny day. It's going to feel like 7 though, and so a high of 10 and a low of 7 in Oshawa. But let's hope that weather goes up. That's all I got.
Yep. Well, if it doesn't go up,
I'm so happy. I'm so happy to hear it in Celsius. By the way, because when we were down there, I just didn't understand anything Fahrenheit related. So,
well, that's double.
I didn't understand so many things about being down there. I really didn't.
I mean,
America.
To be fair, I feel like that was a rookie move because all I just had to do was go on my phone and just, put my default weather as Philadelphia, and I get it in Celsius. That's
cool.
I felt like that could have been avoided. That's my point.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I mean, if it doesn't go up, then maybe, we'll be the indie guys will be feeling how the WWE superstars were wrestling at WrestleMania Philadelphia that first night. Anyway, let's hope it's not that windy either.
It was cold. Ooh.
But who cares? It was WrestleMania. It was an amazing show both nights. So I don't give a damn about how cold it was. I did not give a damn at all. It was just a great night for wrestling. But we're also going to introduce the next member of our crew here, right beside Jose on the screen at Risen72. He is our AEW expert and as well too our charity Twitch streamer and YouTube streamer for Extra Life and Sick Kids, Colin Dodge. Colin, welcome back, and hope you find your smile.
Yeah, I don't know. It's around here somewhere. It's a small island. It can't be far. Who knows?
Oh boy. Yeah. When it comes to what I'm going to be asking you about later on as well too. Well, I hope that smile comes a little bit sooner.
There are some things, but there are also some positives.
Yes, I'm sure there are. And we've also got our wrestling.
I have more confidence when you say I'm sure there are positives. I'm going to tell you about them. Wow.
Yes, please. And we also have our wrestling memorabilia collector expert at Coco Collects, Chico Nugid. Chico, what up?
That's right. I'm an expert on memorabilia collectors. No,
yes.
I'm not. Just the way you framed that was just kind of funny. But anyway, glad to be back in this little rectangular box, I guess, is where we are this week. So There you go. But I was so happy to be at Wayside last week, just to go back to that for 1 second. As a comic book guy, as an action figure guy, as a wrestling fan, it was just like a little tiny slice of heaven.
And if you also look down at your at Chico's caption there, the Pundertaker, that's something that I believe that Jimmy Corderas gave you, who we met up at the ECW arena back 2 Saturdays ago. Yeah,
Good
That
to
was
good
Jimmy
to give the
Corderas.
guy a
That was
hug in
Bobby.
person.
That's funny.
Good to give the guy a hug like in person. Good to meet him.
And that voice that you heard in the background there at John Dawson Music, he's got his latest album in the presses right now, and literally presses because it's going to be coming out in vinyl and digital. So John, at John Dawson Music, that's where you can follow him. Welcome to the show. And what were you saying earlier to Chico about Jimmy?
I didn't realize Jimmy gave you that. Did he say that that's what he called you, the Pundertaker?
Yeah.
Well, while he was being interviewed by us, and I guess I chimed in with something, he kind of gave me a little moniker there.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that was a while back, friend.
That was
It
a while
was.
back. Yeah.
That was like within like the first 20 episodes, no?
No, maybe 40.
No,
Oh,
well, yeah,
no,
like
I'm
more
off.
than that. Yeah.
Maybe I'm off.
But that's cool. Like it was just really nice to see him.
You know what
at
I'm
the
wondering?
ECW arena.
You know what I'm wondering, and I hope that maybe we can some fan interaction here. But I'm kind of wondering if anybody would want to sit down, and it sounds crazy to put out there, but to kind of sit down and listen back to our old episodes and like see how things were back in the day and what I guess what we were like, because we've come so far, guys. In hindsight,
Let's make sure it's after the 11th episode onward or something.
I was not
Sure,
gonna go there.
yeah.
So what are we talking about today, Lex?
Yeah, I mean,
We're talking about WWE. We're talking about well, first of all, I want to get
we've come so far that Renee Paquette is actually on AEW programming now, right? Jigglypuff?
I think I owe John a cookbook.
Yes, perhaps.
Wasn't there a Jigglypuff too?
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I think
Yeah.
the bet was if Renee Paquette didn't show up by 2022 Revolution, I get John a cookbook. But if she does, then I get a Jigglypuff.
It's a
And
weird
Renee,
bet, guys. Just saying.
well, at the time it was very, very
Apropos.
in trend, I believe, at the time in
Sure.
Ringside Heat
Sure.
lore. So I owe
and cookbooks. The forgotten trend. Of
I owe
2022.
John a cookbook, but I think getting his kids tickets to WWE World may have made up for it. So I think
probably. I would hope so.
Oh, because Renee
yeah, I
had a
think-
cookbook at
yeah.
the time.
she had a
Ah,
cookbook.
That was the
Exactly. She had a
relevance
cookbook.
there. Yes.
That was the connection.
I don't want the Jigglypuff explained. We can go on.
No, it's okay. We don't need
Lex,
that.
what do we got on tap for tonight?
What do you want to talk
Wait,
about?
hold on,
Yes.
hold on. He introduces me, and then it just gets like I haven't even said a word.
Oh, sorry.
Just sitting here.
Yeah, that's fine. We can go. Let's go.
Hit maker, theme composer.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
right.
all that stuff. No, I'm getting over a cold. I'm all, disgruntled and a bit,
More disgruntled?
cranky, more disgruntled.
Oh, wow.
Um,
Get off his lawn, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't have anything to say. Let's just move on. This is ridiculous.
I love John so much.
I love it.
John's the best.
And
Yes,
so, hey,
that's
you know,
true.
maybe this will
Hold
show
on.
you.
That's
Uh-oh.
true. What Jose said.
That you're the best.
Yes.
I spent the weekend with him. I would know. I got to see
He's the
firsthand
best.
how incredible he is. That's why we are the unofficial tag team champions of this show, and which will rock like our
We
new
will talk
look
about those belts.
will be those
Yep.
beautiful new titles. Did I just segue into that? Is
Yes,
that
you
our
did,
topic?
because that's
Sick.
exactly what we were going to be talking about. The new WWE and World Tag Team Championships, revealed by Triple H on both Raw to Awesome Truth and SmackDown to A-Town Down Under. And if you haven't seen them yet, first of all, the World Tag Team Championships, they're very, very reminiscent of of the title that Seth has right now, but in a more circular fashion, I would say. And then the SmackDown Championships, which are now the WWE Championships, Tag Team Championships, rather, are very.
Lex, Seth does not have it right now.
I know. Okay, fine. Seth. Okay, Damian Priest. I'll say it's Seth's been holding it for a year, so I'm still transitioning from.
Only a year.
from-
Lightweight.
Yeah. I acknowledge you, my tribal chief. Anyway, WWE Tag Team Championships, reminiscent of the old World Tag Team Championships that were used from the 80s all the way up into the Attitude Era and into a little bit of ruthless aggression as well. So, I want to hear what you guys have to say first.
That is the best looking title in WWE today. I will go there.
The WWE current WWE Championship.
The one revealed on SmackDown this past Friday.
That's right. I will agree with you, Jose.
Look, I've not once I've ever thought about buying a tag title, and that says a lot because there have been Lex just ran
like
through
a full size replica. You mean like
exactly? Yeah. Oh, I didn't even have a child. Like every kid, no matter what era you're in, the replica titles that they want is a WWE or a World Championship. We'll go a bit further, a World Championship or any other singles title, like the Intercontinental title. Not once I've ever thought about the tag title until I saw that this past Friday. Unbelievable design. They nailed it.
Beautiful.
They nailed it. Now, the Raw, it's good. It's the circle kind of throws me off, but what they revealed on SmackDown, I'm so happy. Like that is what a title should look like, and I pray to the Lord above that is a trend for a specific world title that we're all dying to see change. And I'm talking about Cody's title because everybody keeps talking about the Winged Eagle, but that's besides the point. I think WWE really, really, really nailed this tag title, and I cannot emphasize enough how much I love that title. I'm a fan. It says wrestling on it, for crying out loud. Well
Tag
done.
Team Wrestling Champions.
That's
right.
huge.
It does say wrestling on it.
like wrestling. I have graphics up here. Like the word wrestling hasn't been used on a tag title since that 80s 90s rendition of in the golden era and all that. So
yeah,
I'm all in. I'm such a fan. So well done, WWE. You nailed the title, which I can't believe they haven't really in ages. So good on them.
Yeah, speaking of all in, CCTV footage. Okay, never mind. I just won't go there. Anyway,
we will get to that later.
I know. The WWE Tag Team Championships, to bring it back and just to branch off of Jose. I can't do anything but agree in this case. It's so nice. I mean, I don't really care much for the tag team champions that are holding those belts, but those new WWE Tag Team Championships are so nice. And it's still got room for customizability with the side plates. It's the same marketing wise. It's gold. That's
the one thing I think impresses me the most. I think the side plates really work well with those.
Yeah,
I think I don't know. I guess the World Heavyweight title too. It does as well. But I feel like this tag title just really blends in well with the side plates. I don't know, but to me, the side plates didn't look busy or didn't look distracting with that title.
Yeah.
And
you got to wait till the logos.
I guess, but I don't know. It works.
Looks good, man. It looks good. You should get one.
I will say something though. What you were saying, it was this is the first belt to have wrestling on the belt. For
tag teams.
Yeah, tag team belt. Okay, yeah. But we did have the word wrestling on Cody's version of the Retro Intercontinental Championship belt.
No. I said the first time.
Tag team specifically.
The first time it said tag team since. Sorry.
Yeah.
The first time it said
yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
The title since those 80s 90s on the tag titles in particular.
Yes, exactly. And then I was just gonna say that the only other time was Cody's Intercontinental Championship belt. It actually did say Intercontinental Heavyweight Wrestling Champion.
Yeah,
that's nice to have wrestling back in wrestling, right?
Yeah, that's
it's also very sports entertaining. So,
what?
Yeah, neither thing's never left. That's the gag.
Exactly. That's the joke of it all. they are the same. They coexist.
That's the one constant in all the promotions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first thing I saw, I didn't see the Raw ones, of course, but in our group chat, I saw the SmackDown ones, and the first thing I thought of was the belts that Bret Hart and Jim the Anvil Neidhart held. So the Hart Foundation belts. Well, I mean, they weren't customized for them, but yeah, that's the first thing I thought. I'm like, ooh, that's who I envisioned immediately.
Yeah,
but yeah, they look great.
It almost gave me goosebumps because like you're saying, Colin. I mean, it's a who's who, man. It's everybody. It's the Dudleys, the Hardys, Edge and Christian. It's it's Brett and Jim, it's Sean and Marty. They only held it in an unaired canceled tag team championship win. I forgot, but they did hold those belts.
Yeah.
And even Demolition, Natural Disasters, Money Inc.,
Demolition,
British
they were
Bulldog.
fun.
British Bulldogs. I mean, the Legion of Doom, for goodness sakes, like it's the most legendary tag team championship design that I know in my life.
Tag team royalty for sure.
Yeah. And it took me to all those legendary teams all at once. And it's the best tag team championship design in a very long time.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing: is the tag team division has that I guess in a sense recovered from the downplaying from the ruthless aggression in the PG era
if you're taking the main roster as a whole, I will unequivocally say yes. SmackDown right now, I'm not so sure, but we are getting a draft to shake things up a little bit around here. So I guess to be decided for me, in my opinion.
But I think the general landscape has improved. Obviously,
yes.
They feel worthy. Like a tag team division feels. Well, I don't know about completely worthy, but like it's there. It's up there. So I think it's nearly restored. I think that's how I want to phrase it. Nearly restored. Because SmackDown does seem a little thin, but with this draft involving NXT and this is gonna be like a proper full shakeup now. Well, whether they honor everybody on the respective shows, we'll see. Because I know that everybody likes to bounce back and forth regardless, as if it didn't matter. But I am excited for the future now. And again, like when you have presentation goes a long way as well. When you have good looking titles, you're set. You're golden.
Oh yeah,
Prestige.
It helps for sure. It helps enhance what you're trying to deliver. And I think the tag team championship on both brands, even though I do think what was revealed on SmackDown is miles better than what was revealed on Raw. I think it's a first step in healing that division. If their steps haven't been
I think it goes in waves, to be fair. It's like I think every era has had their downplays and restoration, I guess, so to speak, for the tag teams in that particular era. But now we have at least we have a selection of teams that are identifiably tag teams, as opposed to maybe 10-ish years ago when it was mostly like the only tag teams that had any importance were just two single guys who were a tag team for a storyline purpose, just for a cup of coffee. Mm-hmm. Which you can buy us at the link below, by the way, people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's right.com.
I think the designs could almost be viewed as a bit anticipatory in terms of it's not so much reflecting where the division is, but maybe where they're anticipating it to go.
Yeah. Right. On the cusp of being there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I heard there maybe look for more investments in that division, more building up that, which I think is fantastic.
Well, I heard there was a trademark term. I'm not sure. This is just a rumor, but somebody trademarked the term the Renaissance era. So maybe we're kind of like ramping up to it, especially with how the past few years have gone for WWE.
Is that the name of the? Is that gonna be the official name of this era? The Renaissance.
I don't know. Era? I think they're just trademarking it in case it feels right.
No, hang on. Guessing. If you look at the literal meaning of Renaissance is renaissance, it's rebirth.
Mm-hmm.
So it is appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
It is appropriate.
I was gonna say I heard I was having this conversation with some friends and somebody said they weren't a fan of the word Renaissance, but they preferred resurgence. But I do like I do prefer Renaissance. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I do. And again, it's I mean
they're positioning this as a rebirth, a redoing, a let's start again. And I think we all seem to be ready for that and wanting that. So I think Renaissance is more appropriate. Resurgence, I don't know. It's okay, but I think Renaissance.
I feel like maybe Resurgence was maybe when the Bloodline kind of really took like around that time when things were starting to click at different spots. Maybe not everything
Yeah.
yet, but when things were ramping up, it felt like there was a resurgence around there.
I also like the fact that it harkens to a tragically hip lyric. Bring on a brand new renaissance. Three Pistols.
Gotta love that CanCon.
Little CanCon. I'm never gonna hate that.
Ringside Heat on Newstalk Sauga 960 AM. We're going to take a short break over here, but when we come back, we're going to be talking about AEW this weekend, especially with Dynasty coming up, or Dynamite, as Colin would say. But
I made one mistake once, and you guys are just so mean to me all the time.
And we're also going to be talking about just the unique dichotomy of messaging from if you want to put it that way, that's happening in AEW right now. We'll be back after these promotional considerations. Welcome back to Ringside Heat and Newstalk Sauga 960 AM. Lex Tan alongside Jose Tabuada, Colin Dodge, Chico Nugent, and John Dawson. And in this segment, we are going to be talking about AEW because Dynasty is going to be. Well, actually, they're already doing the pre-show on for Dynasty right now. So if you're watching that as well as listening to us, good on you, and hope you enjoy AEW Dynasty as well, because obviously they've got a good wrestling product over there. But we also do have some grievances with what's been happening over the past couple of weeks, and I want to just a little bit of a review about the last couple of weeks. Adam Copeland came out and said, hey, you know what, stop the tribalism. This is professional wrestling. You know, let's all have fun. Let's all appreciate the art, the genre of it, and everything. We're here as wrestling fans. We're out to make a good show for you. And then Tony Khan goes and announces, okay, we're going to air the all-in footage, turns it into tries to turn it into I guess an angle between an angle between the Young Bucks and FTR, and then Moxley with his own rah-rah speech the week afterwards as well too, leading up to Dynasty. So first off, Colin, you as the AEW expert and everything, what I need to know what you have to say about all of this. There you go. The responsible one. There you go.
Okay.
He's got notes, ladies and gents.
I got notes. Also,
They're
just
multiply.
quickly, during the break, I was shown the Raw tag titles. It's either a commemorative watch or a commemorative coin or a giant watch. They're not belts. Anyway, so SmackDown.
However, I've seen the current World Heavyweight Championship and WWE Undisputed Championship watches on WWE Shop, and I was kind of I was a little tempted to do it. Yeah,
I was tempted at WWE World Superstore thing.
Yeah.
I was tempted.
Yeah. But either way, AEW expert, go ahead.
Oh, yes, Dynasty. Yeah.
All right. So remember my callback, or this is a callback to a little bit earlier when I said, wah, everybody's being mean to me. So that was TK releasing the footage. That was my TK impression. I don't know what he was thinking. I really don't. Like and I explained this a little bit in our group chat as well. It's like it's a duplicity, a duality of messages coming out of AEW. It's all like, yeah, you've got Adam Copeland and you've got Mox going, you know, we're here for wrestling. It's all, this is a wrestling show, wrestling. We love wrestling, all that kind of stuff. And that's great. We do. Those two do it well. Mm-hmm. And then we've got the EVPs being, you know, the mean girls. And we've got TK being someone who's been freshly bullied. And I'm not trying to diminish anything that he felt, but it's all we can go on is his reaction. And this reactionary behavior is not going to help. And, you know,
not in a public forum.
Not in a public forum. Do anything. I mean, so much of everything involved should not have been in a public forum. There's some things you don't need to see behind the scenes for everything. There's the way things are run are just left behind. So it didn't serve the purpose. Now, the purpose was to promote the Young Bucks and FTR match. I don't think anybody cares about that match because everybody's
Nope.
just talking about the stupid footage. There
And
was
look,
so many better
what was
angles to go into that match.
What
The
was the
winner of
result
that match is going to be the first 3-time tag champion. That's
Colin,
your story.
what was the result of showing the footage when they showed it? CM Punk chants on Dynamite.
Yeah, and CM
No
Punk chants
payoff there.
happen anyway. So why would you encourage people to do it? They'll happen
Right.
just because somebody's drinking a Pepsi or they're in Chicago. Like they just happen on a whim because it's a fun thing to chant, you know? So why would you encourage it? It served no purpose for anyone. Punk needs to move on from it. AEW needs to. Yeah, it's just stupid.
Punk has moved on from it. Punk
Yeah,
said
exactly.
He has, yeah.
Oh, clearly he has.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very happily so it looks like. And
Yeah.
I'm actually happy for the guy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so if he's in a place that he's happy, that's great. It just also, and I barely, it's the first time I'm talking about on it here, but there's very little that I hear about it just because I'm really good at ignoring such things. I'm tired of hearing about it. And like I say, the actual good story for that match on Dynasty is now wasted because everybody's thinking about footage, not where this is going to be the first 3-time tag champion. Both of those teams have enough of a storied history, and against each other, that could have been the story. But now they're the whiny guys that showed footage, and whatever they were thinking didn't work. That's why they sent Mox out there when he was probably still was going to get another week off.
Hey, man, God bless Dax and Cash for trying to make chicken salad out of chicken poop.
Yeah, immediate damage control. See what I did there? Doesn't always help. So
yeah. They try. Oh my gosh, Cash Wheeler really tried. Like
he really did.
Tried.
Yeah, they both
and
did.
He did a pretty good effort. But it was just like it was the stink was too strong.
Yeah, it was really dumb. It was super dumb.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, I think I feel like I've said enough about it already, and then I've only talked about it for a few minutes. So we all got to get past it, and I know we here are, but yeah, like.
Colin, can I
Don't
ask you a
give the
question about something
IWC
else?
any fodder because they create their own.
Can I ask you a question about another Dynasty match? You
Yes.
probably have notes there.
I
Hook and Jericho.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
I think this was meant to be a slow build kind of thing, and then they fast tracked it. I think it was supposed to be longer, where they were supposed to build this relationship, and then it falls apart, and then there's a big match. It's not like they're hurting for the amount of matches. AEW never is, but they really didn't need to throw it in just as quick. So I don't know if something changed. Maybe there's a tour coming up for Jericho with Fozzy. I don't know, but it seems to have been fast tracked. I guess it's generally interesting. I don't know. Again, it's for a belt that only one person really should have it. So, Jericho put over Fandango, so I'm sure he'll put over Hook. I don't know.
Now, if one of the biggest talking points on this particular match is just how weird the buildup was, especially this past Wednesday on Dynamite.
Yeah,
and I was listening to because I didn't really, truth be told, I haven't watched Dynamite closely for quite a while. And so I'm just learning about these things, third degree or whatever. And I heard that it was just like, it's like Hook stuck too much to his cool, nonchalant guy gimmick. When Jericho shoved aside his dad Taz, it's like, like, what do you do as a reflex as a man? Like, he
counted at least 10 Mississippis before he walked over there.
Yeah. he neither checked on his dad nor immediately attacked Jericho. So it's like the boat was missed, and that's the universal feedback I've heard on this.
I'm pretty sure he finished his little bag of chips first too. So
I heard about that, and I'm like, there's a time to stay with the character work, and there's a time to go with where the story goes.
Yeah, I understand putting him with Jericho at all just to hopefully fast track his mic skills.
He's a heater. Yeah.
But he's not taking to it, or he's going to stick to it. I mean, not everybody is Orange Cassidy, so I don't think it's going to work for him in the long run, right?
Yeah.
Positives.
Well, I still hope for the best, but not the best impression of Hook on my end.
Yeah, I mean, his wrestling's there and will only get better. But yeah, the too cool for school kind of thing. Jose doesn't pull it off well either, so
Oh my
Hi, Jose.
goodness. He misses you there, Jose. I think that's what happened.
I do miss
Pulled you
Jose.
in. Pulled you in.
I know.
He
Pulled
you
him in. Yeah, the best thing though, I think about Dynasty now, of course, Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson. That's going to be a big thing. Dream matches. That's all Bryan's doing lately, so that's great. But the best story for the AEW World Championship that's happening in a while is Joe and Swerve, because Swerve has been able to do story-wise what no one has done to Joe, gotten under his skin. And he looks worried. No other rival has done that yet with Joe, and in his title reign especially, but I think ever since he was in Ring of Honor for a little while and crossed over to AEW proper.
Right.
But so that is very interesting to me. I'd be surprised if Swerve doesn't get it. Because
Really?
Joe doesn't need to hold it forever. I think he's definitely held it long enough. And the only problem is if Swerve gets it, that means Hangman's going to come back.
Oh, let's turn that page.
So I think Swerve has earned the chance to be a champion. I'm buying into it, but it's just Hangman's going to come back. Just now he's an angry cowboy, and he's even worse. So,
oh boy,
yeah.
He's just now he looks more like Magnum TA, and who cares? So,
well, he's like working on a Sam Elliott tombstone beard mustache thing, and it's strange, and he's just real angry. So,
that never worked for him for me before, but
No.
whatever.
No.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, now here's a question I'd like to pose to all of you guys. Hangman Page, the obviously the independent promotions, or like the independent audience, love the guy. He's a darling to them. And for us, I guess, who are WWE raised and are more used to this certain level of being able to pull off promo and character work and stuff like that, because good wrestling is good wrestling, and and there are a lot of people out there that can be good wrestlers, but there are not a lot of people out there who can pull off good characters in that sort of way. Do you think that Adam Page would actually benefit from being on the NXT roster and being under the Shawn Michaels system?
I think almost anybody would. I mean,
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a yes.
Yeah.
I also feel like he would benefit, but he's one of those guys that I think will get the AJ Styles treatment, just go straight to and skip over everybody else. I mean, look at Tamatanga, right? Not to compare the two, but under that logic, right? I mean, Tamatanga should have been in NXT. And he's not. And in fact, right off the bat, he's already killing it. And now, would Adam Page make an impact right off the bat? I don't know. I don't think so. But I guess I could see it. But I can see WWE just saying, no. You're kind of bigger than NXT. off to SmackDown with you. I don't see an NXT run for the guy.
I mean, like, if he was to do that, I think it would also depend on some things we can't see, like professionalism and humility. Humility is something that, I mean, if CM Punk is to be believed, it doesn't sound to me like Hangman Adam Page is very open to veteran feedback. So I don't know if that would play well for him to get a hot shot to the main roster if he were ever to jump over.
I could see him being a set in his ways guy.
John,
we're talking about Hangman Page. I'm looking. I cannot find the crap I had to give. I can't.
Yeah,
I can't find it. I can't find it.
Okay, yeah. Let's turn the page then, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone. Yeah.
Was it ever there?
It might have been, but I don't know. But I can't find it.
Sweet Jesus above.
I'm just glad, you know what?
Oh my
I'm just glad that Jose, that you and I were able to get that main event of Adam Copeland and Christian Cage at in a Toronto street fight there, hockey fight in the boards,
Sure.
et cetera, et cetera.
And look on that note, look, I want to say this. I wanted to make sure like I'm gonna flip the script here a little bit here, because I understand that there are positives in AEW. There are. I mean, again,
Yeah, I got a list.
like sure, list aside, whatever. Lex and I, we saw a fun main event a couple of weeks ago. Dynamite, a couple of weeks ago, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, before WrestleMania.
Yeah,
like
it was
it
was entertaining. But
Yeah.
my issue, and again, I think if you're a big fan of something, if you're passionate about something, you're gonna be there no matter what, right? Like in Colin's case, he's the AEW guy. He's a huge AEW fan. He's gonna be there, rain or shine, you know. And that's 100%. That's great. And again, that's gonna be me with WWE. I mean, I sat through a lot of WWE hell, like over 4 or 5 years ago, 3 years ago even, and like when you like something, you're gonna stick with it no matter what. So yeah, of course it's gonna be positives, because you're gonna focus on the positives anyway. But your object is to attract the casuals into giving your brand a shot, right? And in that case, that's me. That's I would argue maybe that's even John, right? Maybe argue that's even Chico, right? We're casual fans. We want reasons. We sure, like there are reasons, but we also want like a kind of like a fun, positive experience. Tony showing that clip, right? And the Young Bucks just feeding into it. It's like Colin said, it's ridiculous. And again, as a casual, it overshadows a lot of things, because again, and I know I've said this in earlier episodes, and the fact I'm going to say this again is really stupid. How many times have we said Tony Khan needs to back away from nearly everything at this rate, even booking him maybe at this point? How many times have we said on this damn show, Tony Khan needs to get out of his own way? And he doesn't want to do that because he wants to make sure that WWE is gone.
Well,
basically.
okay. Can I pick up on that point?
Go. Go.
Because I did listen to some things Eric Bischoff had said in light of the footage shown.
Wow.
Listen, it makes sense. What he said, he goes, his problem is that the way Tony Khan positioned AEW from the beginning, if he had come out, and it's a bit ironic coming from Bischoff, I know what I'm about to say, but if he had come out and positioned it as, go love WWE, they're great, they're doing great things, we're doing something else over here. And if he had positioned it differently from the beginning, I'm not sure they'd be in quite the mess they're in.
Agreed.
I've said from the beginning, 100%. AEW has positioned itself in a negative space. Colin, I'm sorry, you're a fan, but sometimes I wonder if you're a fan in spite of WWE or as a rejection
you should know me better than
WWE.
That. You should know me better than that.
I'm just
I was
saying.
watching AEW from the beginning before Numbnuts got hired.
But you double down.
Because I enjoyed what I saw.
Fair enough. I would say you're in the minority. I think a lot of AEW fans double down on a product that exists in a negative space. And I stand corrected, Colin, if you are not among them. And I'm certainly not calling you out as my brother. I'm not going to do that. But I do find the general tone still is a negative space. And as much as I never, ever, ever want to see this company fail, I don't. I want this company to succeed.
Yeah, of course.
Desperately. Desperately. It is operating under a mentality that I cannot get behind. And it's largely, and it's embodied. It's absolutely embodied in the decision to show that footage.
Right, and again, like it's not that there are not positives. There are a lot. Again, again, even as a casual fan, I'm seeing. I'm probably. Am I going to tune into Dynasty? Probably, I should. I mean, Danielson and Osprey. Holy heck.
Oh, that's going to be great.
Holy heck.
Holy crap.
Yeah,
Right.
Tony Storm and Thunder Rosa, they're going to put on a pretty
That's
good
gonna
match as well
kill it
too.
too.
And Tony Storm has done
No.
some amazing character work, honestly.
No
over
offense.
the past few days.
No offense. my mindset is on Will Ospreay because the guy's amazing. But
Well, of
but look,
course,
but look,
he's also part of the problem as well too. When he called out,
Sure.
Oh my
Triple H and the
goodness,
Boss's
that was
daughter, that was
another one.
horrible.
But
But
look, but
but
like,
nonetheless, it's going to be an awesome match.
But look, again, there are positives, and I agree. The positives should not be ignored, but it's tough to focus on them when you have all this stuff behind the scenes, or I don't know about behind the scenes, but just on our cameras. The less of that, the more we can give the full undivided attention on those positives. Right now, those positives, maybe I know it's a couple of weeks removed from all that, but right now, those positives, to me, I ain't giving my undivided attention because right now I'm still laughing at the fact that Tony Khan actually had the audacity to pull that off and then say in an interview, or at least I think it was a Dirt a couple of weeks back, saying that WWE and AEW don't like each other or hate each other or whatever. It's like, why?
That's not true.
That's like,
Well,
why?
And
Since
so many wrestlers have said otherwise. Like between the wrestlers, they're friends. Like they keep the all the time.
The fact that Naomi, Bailey, and was it Tamina that had to go in
Sasha Banks and
ski masks
or
for
Mercedes
Moné.
Moné.
For Mercedes debut, like really ski masks and the freaking gondolas, mind you. But again, moral of the story is I think when you're a fan of something, you're always going to focus on a positive because that's just what you're committed to. That's just what you're dedicated to, which is great on its own, right? Again, I'm a WWE guy. I'll always be a WWE guy. And while I sure see the negatives in WWE, sure, like Def Rebel and their theme songs, the positives.
Don't get Lex Tan started.
I beg to differ about that. We can have a discussion about that later on.
The positives are there for me no matter what. But again, from the casual outlook, and Colin, get ready to rebuttal because I know you have rebuttals. From the casual output, my undivided attention can't go to the positives because of the continuing annoyance of wanting to just try to prove something when it may not even be there. Doesn't even need to be proven.
It's so tiny. Tony Tone Deaf is the only one. Is the problem? I think.
Colin.
So I have the benefit of perspective as a 30-year wrestling fan. All of this, the footage, and even the initial actual incident, and Will Ospreay just being Will Ospreay, he should have said he's on the next echelon, not level. You should have stolen your word. That's the thing that annoyed me.
Exactly. We call you out on that, Will Ospreay.
Yeah, exactly. But honestly, that footage is not worse than the finger poke of doom. It's not worse than the slave Trish era. It's not worse than Katie Vick. It's not worse than Jeff Hardy and Sting.
You're right. Yeah.
Like, those are the things to be embarrassed about. And we all got over it. That's kind of thing. It was a thing of the time and everybody moved past it and all that kind of stuff. So this will go away. But across the board in all entertainment, everyone is so easily up in chaos and roar going, oh my God, they showed footage. Yeah, they did. It was dumb. They ruined a match, but one match on the pay-per-view. Does TK need to get off of social media? Hell yes. Just his booking is fine. I have no problem with his booking. Just don't give him a mic anymore. He's not allowed to talk on air. That's it. Just take that away from him.
I'm just worried about like the consistent trend with it because we all moved past it, right? I mean, again, Roman had dog food poured on him in was it 2020, 2019, and
that was a bad idea, but
right. But I'm again, this is where I'm a fan of the whole new era, rebirth, renaissance in WWE because that Triple H really, really wants to show those steps of like, okay, that was literally that. We need to look ahead, right? And I know it's going to be a tall task for Triple H to try to continuously, little by little, more and more erase and kind of like get rid of that trend to move forward. That's what I need to see from AEW as well.
Yeah, right? Triple H is correctly not worried about AEW, and
I get that, but
and TK needs to get to that point. He can't be reactionary in anything.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that his we're on the same page here. That's what I'm saying.
Of course we are.
Trend,
yeah, that's obvious.
That trend needs to stop, because the more that trend continues, which we've seen before in WWE, the more it's just going to continue to shine that negative outline on the product on the whole itself. And again, that's what I'm saying. Like, we can get moved past this, but when it happens again, or if it happens again, we're reminded of everything else from the past, and then we get annoyed because, yes, again, there was a lot of stuff. And I just think at the end, you don't want, because this company's so young, you don't want what happened with WCW to happen in AEW. Do I think it gets to that point? No. But could fans potentially maybe use that footage as the moment of quote unquote butts in the seats? You never know.
Moment.
And and I hope not. And I think that's it's
Yeah.
an extreme thought. It is an extreme thought, but I am worried that if the trend continues and a potential decline starts to happen, people are going to go back to that moment of that footage because of how
I remember
dumb this company
WCW downfall. AEW is nowhere near that.
And thank
Keep
God.
this up, they be on their way. But
And
this
thank
isn't
God.
one more footage and the company's over.
But
No.
Again, all you guys were around that era at the time of butts in the seats. Did you guys think there was a decline there? Did you think something?
I missed that. I'll say this. That's a message for Colin, Chico, and John.
To the three of you, at the time when Shivani said that line, did you guys think that WCW was going to reach its demise when that line was?
I didn't think it was ever going to succeed. I didn't even give it a chance that maybe. Now, I was wrong because they did get close for like a week, but I didn't think they were going to get that far. So I was kind of wrong, but I never gave them a shot. I just thought
I'll be honest.
WWF was just getting better.
Yeah. I didn't even hear Shivani say that line because I was back on the WWE train after hating Vince for screwing Brett. Like I was back firmly in the Federation because it was just the more coherent company.
I was channel hopping for a while. I got sucked in onto who's going to show up next for a little bit. And then I just thought,
yeah,
you can't top Jericho reading his list of moves. So I stopped channel hopping after that.
Armbar.
Armbar.
So anything else about Dynasty to look out for?
Yeah. The best surprise thing is the return of Pac. And he's going to be facing Okada. And there is nobody who brings the intensity better than Pac, and it's going to be great. So that's, I think that's going to be the sleeper match, right?
1-on-1, Pac Okada.
Yeah, for the Continental Championship.
Holy crap! All right, I got to tune in.
The Continental Championship. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. Not
the Broken Atlas Championship anymore. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yes. Broken Atlas.
Julia Hart is on the card.
No. Is that not a different title? Is that not a different title? The International.
Oh, that's right. This is Eddie's. Yeah, this is what he took from Eddie Kingston.
Yeah. Continental Championship was Eddie's. The International Championship is with. Yeah,
Roderick Strong, by the way, firmly
Kingdom
has
flop.
The Undisputed Kingdom on his back right now. He's the only one doing work in that stupid little group. Everybody else is not interesting. Roderick Strong.
I'm sorry. That was another thing about AEW, man. What a waste of a payoff.
And it's all because of Adam number 2's injury. Was he number 2?
3, 4. I don't know. There's so many. Injury, baby. You know, and then MJF went off to the shelf as well. So
one prediction for AEW future. If it's going to happen, Adam and Christian will get back together for one final run. If they don't call their group ACCC, it is a wasted opportunity.
What would be the CC at the end?
Christian Cage.
Adam Christian Cage.
Adam Copeland, Christian Cage.
Adam, yeah.
ACCC. Oh, I like that. Okay, I'll go with that. I'd love to see that. Yeah.
That's it. I bored you enough with AEW.
Hey, you know what? You reminded me that Pac and Okada are going.
Johnny's almost comatose. Yeah.
So I almost want to tune in more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the other Okada is going to be amazing.
Job well done.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't even know why I want to say anything. I'm just going to tell you flat out. I'm a wrestling fan. I know it. But AEW, I'm not wrong. AEW is the company that makes you feel too stupid to watch wrestling.
No, I don't agree with that at all.
I will apply that, but only to Excalibur. Like, he's the embodiment of, buddy, don't expect me to know all the friggin' indies and Japan stuff. Like, bring me into the product.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think the reason why Excalibur is the way he is, and his style is the way he is because he took. I think it seems like he's inspired by what Joey Styles had said in his own pipe bomb back in 2004, 2003, where he's like, where he ranted about. Ignoring the moves that are in the ring and not calling out the moves in the ring because of story and like and because of story based commentary and hyping up the next pay-per-view or something like that while action is happening in the ring. And I think Excalibur took that and put that into the extreme other end of the spectrum there. and so that's the reason why I think as well I really do appreciate what Michael Cole's able to do, is because he was able to get whatever the style of commentary that WWE has, take as well too from, whatever he could from Joey Styles, and actually meld those two things together into the style that he has now. And now that he's free of Vince McMahon and Vince McMahon's yelling in his ear, now he's got that range. He's got that range that to fully play with all the tools that he has right now. And so he knows better when to, be on story, whether to call out moves or whatnot. So I think Excalibur doesn't have that kind of that kind of polish that Michael Cole has.
John, I'm totally in agreement with the point that you made in terms of it's like they expect you to know this stuff, but WWE at least will. Sometimes WWE overdoes it, but they bring you into their product. They acknowledge what they need to, and then give you the background for the people that need the background. I look at.
I do that for me. I would love. I find at the end of the day, and we've seen this because we've all seen wrestling live. At the end of the day, the story of the match is told by the two people in the ring, or four people, or eight people, or two people, whatever. But the thing, the stuff around AEW frustrates me because it's like, if I don't read Meltzer every day, I'm missing stuff in AEW.
Don't worry, no one wants to read Meltzer these days.
I've never.
But you know what I mean? Like it's all this. Colin, I know what you're gonna say, but you are an outlier in this fandom. You must.
Well, I can only speak for myself, though.
I know, but I'm telling you. You are an outlier in that fandom from what I've seen and from what
I'm always an outlier. Yeah, no, I'm not surprised by that.
It bothers me. It's, again, I'm coming at it as a musician. It's you didn't see this band before they were signed, so you don't really understand them kind of indie rock stupid attitude that is so systemic in the AEW fandom, more so than in WWE. And I'm not wrong. I'm just not. It's the same snobbery, elitism, garbage. All elite wrestling. Anything that calls itself elite, I have an inherent problem with.
I think the more appropriate name for some of them would be all elitist wrestling. And I just don't appreciate that part of it. But
Colin, I'm excluding you, Colin. I'm excluding you in this discussion.
To Colin's point, there's so much good, though. There's definitely a lot of good.
There's good, but the good is overshadowed, to Bischoff's point, by the positioning of the product as an elitist product. It positioned itself that way. It self-identified as elitist. That's problematic.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. So
it's just what they said.
Yeah.
They said it, not me. They called themselves elite.
They definitely need to balance things better in that company. But the WCW in 2000, they are not. We're not there yet. Hopefully not.
No, not yet.
They've surpassed WCW already. But any company can easily fall into those trappings. They're already starting a trap of their own right now. Hopefully they'll see that. Hopefully TK will see that. But
and for I guess to to TK's credit, as a person who deals with the people in the media, and my own personal dealings in the few minutes I had with him, it seems to be a very personal guy, a personable guy. But there's things that have been happening with this product that that you kind of question. But then again, it's complex. It's a lot of different things that are different moving things that I guess have to be learned and have to be implemented eventually. And hell, Bully Ray, even on his show, Busted Open, he even himself offered TK, look, I can help you with different things here. I can help you with different things here. Just ask me. I can help you. Don't worry. And we'll see. We'll see if they take that up, if TK takes up on that. But
I hope he puts proper feelers out through proper channels, not just. I hope he caught my episode of my show one time where
I think the point that Bully was trying to make was TK has to be open to getting like some help with booking, help with presentation. For goodness sakes, listen to your PR people. Like
if he has any,
yeah.
We're the one from Jaguars.
I would think it's a little awkward, like trying to correct a billionaire. Like it's his baby, it's his money. He's gonna have to get over his own growing pain as an executive of a wrestling company in order for it to prosper more.
How long do we give the guy, man? Like
I don't know.
5 years.
It took the WWF decades to really get to something really good, like great even. But
it also took quite a bit of time as well too to kind of I guess in a forced moving on from the one billionaire to the next era as well. So. Because you couldn't tell that billionaire what to do either.
That's the other guy.
It got to a point
they
where
need to succeed. AEW needs to succeed.
Yeah,
I want to say that emphatically. They need to.
They do need.
Yeah. It gives all of us the entire wrestling media economy needs them to succeed too.
Yeah,
like it gives all of us more to talk about and more to celebrate. When the things are good. So I wish them the best of luck.
Mm-hmm. And the rest of that card here, from the matches that we didn't get a chance to touch on, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong for the International Championship, House of Black versus Eddie Kingston, Mark Briscoe, House of Black versus Eddie Kingston and Mark Briscoe. And of course, we've got the Bullet Club Gold versus the Acclaimed.
Adam Copeland's in that match. It's Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston, and Mark Briscoe.
Oh, okay. There was a typo there. So it's Adam.
It's a trios match.
Okay, so the slide I'm reading right now says House of Black versus Eddie Kingston versus Mark Briscoe and Eddie Kingston. So it's Adam Copeland in place of one of those Eddie Kingstons. Anyway,
trios.
But yes, for the trios championship. So again, it's one of these. It's a card that's actually despite other things that have been happening, looking like a pretty good damn card again, and I'm pretty sure they can pull it off, and we'll see what happens as well too, if they choose to hold a press conference afterwards. But this episode as well too, this segment on the radio will be edited for time, but if you're watching on YouTube or if you're listening on Spotify, you'll have this conversation in its entirety and everything. But I want to thank Jose, Colin, Chico, and John for being on the show here today. My name is Lex. You can follow at Ringside_Heat on X, on Instagram, on all the rest of the social media platforms, and Facebook.com/Ringside Heat. Thank you for listening. We'll be back next week with more wrestling talk. And by the way, we're also going to feature an interview with Andrew Love of KAOS Pro Wrestling and Daniel Dart of Unified Pro Wrestling, as Space Slam will apparently be the last show that they will be officially be promoting together, or at least regularly promoting together, as they will be going their separate ways and doing their own thing after this. So I was going to get their thoughts on their collaboration over the past a little bit of a year, this past 3 or 4 months or something like that, and where we could see them going from there in the independent circles. This is Ringside Heat, and you know what? We thank you very much for clicking and listening and watching us over here. We remember things that you probably forgot.